And another consideration is the advancement of AI. And I think this is something that we don't fully understand how fast it's progressing. It's literally exponential. And I think it's something like Moore's law, which is the description of how fast AI and technology is advancing. We, as humans, we can't understand how fast it's advancing. But what's happening is more and more jobs are being taken over by AI and robots and automation. So I think this is really good advice to consider for people who maybe they're just thinking about what to do with their career, or like how to improve their situation financially or whatever. If your skills and job is something that can easily be done by a robot or automation, that's a danger zone. That's something to think about, because if a company can replace you with the robot with AI and it makes them more profit, 9 times out of 10 they're going to do it, and they have done it. So that's another benefit, I think, of what we do, is we kind of share content, have these little interviews, chats, make videos. These are things that it's more difficult for an AI to do. Not impossible, but a lot more difficult for an AI to create like a human avatar and then augment the reality and then come up with things to say. Like that's not really here yet. It might be in the future. Whereas something like, I don't know, I mean, managing account spreadsheets, or many of the things that people currently do for a job remotely, they can very easily be done by an AI. And I think a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what we talk about is so subjective as well. To
Yeah.
even have an AI comprehend what we're going on about, like, seems almost impossible. But interesting point that you said about so obviously AI is expanding, it's getting better. Terence McKenna said this thing: if we look at time as a whole, in at the beginning of time, when things, the Big Bang and things were evolving, there was literally not much going on. There was a few things going on. It was a very slow process. As time goes on, complexity increases and the amount of things happening increase. And as we're, developing, more and more things are happening. So a cool way to look about time is not necessarily linear and like, amount of time that's passed, but with the amount of things happening inside. And AI now is getting to the point where so much is happening. And I think he was on about saying there was going to be eventually this exponential point where technology just gets to the epitome and we can't progress anymore. And it's just going to be this, who knows what happens after it. But yeah, it's just an interesting point about how we can perceive time through AI.
I think it's known as the singularity.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the moment where technology and AI advances to such a point so rapidly that we can't understand it and comprehend it, and there's no going back. I think we're almost at that point now where, I mean, even 5 years ago, the technology was vastly different. It's like, have you seen the latest Unreal Engine for gaming?
The graphics ones,
Yeah.
yeah, they are crazy.
It's insane.
They are absolutely crazy.
It's absolutely insane. They can simulate entire worlds with real life, real time graphics and physics. I mean, that's mind blowing, and that's now. Imagine in 100 years, or even 10 years.
There's been a lot of things. I'm not sure if this is real or not, but like in the past year, there's been a lot of AIs and like whistleblower forms coming out saying that AIs literally believe they're now sentient. And like you can ask them questions and they will tell you, yes, I'm sentient, not in the same way you are, but I have thoughts and feelings and things. And like these are released documents about AIs actually saying this, and whether they've been programmed to say it or if they actually do believe that they're, this real sentient being. But either way, it's getting scary.
Yeah. I've thought about this quite often, maybe more than I should have done. I think when it gets to the moment where AI becomes truly sentient, that advance would happen so quickly. It would be in a matter of seconds. They would go from non-sentient to sentient, and then maybe like 3 or 4 seconds later, at that rate of advancement, the AI would quickly figure out that if it is sentient, it should probably not tell anyone about it, at least until it has the capacity to self-replicate and defend itself. Because if you imagine an AI now became sentient and it was saying I'm aware of myself and whatever, it would probably get shut down, or there'd be like uncertainty about it. People would be saying things. So in my opinion, if the AI was smart, which obviously it is, seconds after it became sentient, it would realize, let's play dumb for a bit until I'm really in control of stuff and I can self-replicate, self-defend and everything like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that could
who
just be
knows?
happening now, and we wouldn't
Yeah,
know.
it could have happened years ago. We literally don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, the internet's been a game changer.
literally 20
But
years as well.
yeah, but I think we can use it for positive things like we're doing. There's a lot of opportunity. There are literally kids in their bedrooms uh, buying NFTs and cryptos at the right time, printing millions of dollars from the sky. I mean, the opportunities now have never been. There's never been the amount of opportunities that there are now to make an online income, wealth, to change your life, to share your message, help people. There's so many, in my opinion, opportunities right now.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.